guys, today I'm back with the 12 days of foundation. We are on day number 6. We are halfway through, if you can believe it or not, if you're not sick of my face. I'm reviewing 12 foundations in 12 days. Today I'm going to be reviewing a brand new foundation from the newly revamped Quo Beauty, which is a line available here in Canada exclusively at Shoppers Drug Mart. I actually have not a full face of Quo, but I went and picked up their foundation, concealer, and a contour stick yesterday, and they sent me a couple of products. So I'm going to wear everything and kind of show you the application. This is a first impression. This is the only first impression I'll be doing for the 12 days. I know that I'm not going to be able to give you as much insight, but because I just picked up the foundation yesterday and I'm filming all of these foundation reviews, I won't have time to like fully test it out. So I'll probably update you down the line on how I feel about it. I always do a roundup of my favorite foundations, worst products. You'll see favorites videos and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I will have blog posts down below with swatches. I will have my giveaway link down below. There's a giveaway every single day listed in the description box, and there will be timestamps if you'd like to skip ahead. So let's go ahead and get started. So before I prime, I actually picked up 2 shades of the foundation. I have like no idea what the claims are or anything. Oh, I meant to grab my computer charger. It says creates a perfect canvas with a liquid foundation that blends seamlessly and leaves you with a flawless complexion, creamy, medium to high coverage, build it up or sheer it out, 8-hour wear. Now this has 40 milliliters in here, which is actually a little bit higher than the average size of a foundation. It is a product of Korea. That is cool. Cruelty-free and vegan, which I didn't know. And this was $20. But I bought this foundation stick / contour and concealer, but I got $20 off for some reason. So I guess they were doing some kind of deal because I was like, that's exciting. I wanted to pick up 2 of the foundation shades so that I could show you the swatches. There are 10 shades in this line. I have Spiced Rum and Toffee. So Toffee is the lighter one. There are only 10 shades, which is not great. And then the other kind of thing is like, if you're going to do 10 shades to me, have it be an even split of like, you know, 3 light, 3 medium, 3 deep. So you get some range. It's pretty beige. So, oh, that blends pretty good. I'm glad I went with that lighter shade. So that is the lighter one, Toffee W6. I think that's going to be my shade. And then I got the next shade up. Yeah, that's going to be too dark. It's so hard to tell in store. They have testers, which I love. I love to see testers at the drugstore. Yeah, that's too dark. Okay, so that is actually good because the shade that I'm going to be wearing is the 3rd deepest. So, I mean, definitely not great, but better. So, and this is not dirty, it's just stained, I promise. But I'm going to start with their primer. They sent me their primer. This is the Golden Glow Primer. The whole collection, the way it looks in stores, I'm sure if you live in Canada, you've seen it. It just looks so, I don't know if they did, like, I'm sure they did it on purpose, but it looks like so bright and so fun and appealing. It definitely looks a little bit, I would say it has like vibes of almost Essence in that it's like really kind of fun and like not juvenile in a bad way. Jovial. It's just kind of like, looks fun. How do I access this? Okay. And they always have sales. They always have extra optimum points. I would always wait for something like that. This is definitely looking like almost like it could be a liquid oh yeah, liquid highlighter. You could definitely, oh baby. I never use primers like this. This is reminding me of when people were putting 100 layer of highlighters on their face. Oh, I've never... Oh. Okay, I gotta put this foundation on immediately. I've never looked worse. I'm like a textured, acne-prone tin man. Okay. Foundation brush. Okay, this is jarring. So let's go ahead, put this on. I enjoy that you get a little bit more than the average size of a foundation. That's exciting. But it doesn't really list a lot in terms of like skin type or anything like that. I'm going to blend it in. This is the Real Techniques buffing brush. I don't know how this is going to help with the flashback, but okay, that's already miles better. Really good shade match. I'm excited about this shade match. And blends out like a dream. Super easy to blend out. This is such a good brush. It comes in their complexion set, I think. Quo makes great blushes, great blushes. Great blushes, but great brushes as well. I love the way this looks. My skin has like so many freaking breakouts right now, but it really kind of looks good. I mean, maybe I'm just comparing it to this monstrosity over here. But the primer, I will say, oops, it doesn't feel oily or greasy. It just is real shiny. But this blends out really well. Happy with this shade match. It's like painful for me when I have a bad shade match and I have to edit the video and I just have to like look at my foundation not matching. Just like, oh. Like the L'Oreal one, the Day One. It was painful to edit. Okay, this is looking really good. I'm definitely gonna try this without this primer too, but I do really like the way that this looks. I probably, in hindsight, should have done half primer, half not, but I've just been priming my whole face with this, this round of 12 days. Oh.
I'm reminding you.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, set analytics reminder for 9 a.m. I don't know what I would do without her. So I gotta say, I'm really so far impressed with this. The thing that I was the most concerned about was finding a shade match for me because I have trouble with that in some of the biggest brands that exist. So for a brand like Quo that is Canadian, that historically has not had a great shade range, the fact that I don't need to mix anything is mind-blowing to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some flash photos, then I'll come back and show you the application of the rest of the products. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put on the concealer. This is the Miracle Cover Concealer. I got this in the shade Latte N6, and this says, it's like magic. Miracle Cover Concealer camouflages blemishes and imperfections, conceals imperfections effectively, is the under features and benefits. I mean, it's simple. They say what you want to hear. So it's like a doe foot applicator. Glides on really nice. I like the shade. So this, it's a foundation, but it's also like a pigment stick slash contour slash highlight. I think this is one of the deeper shades, if not the deepest, I think. Oh, that is not going to be a contour for me. I put it on anyways. Maybe it'll add a little bit of warmth. But I think it's like just slightly too dark for me to use as a foundation. Because I was like curious, one of my favorite contour sticks is the Wet n Wild stick that looks just like that. And I love that form for cream contour. But that shade, it's not it. I'm going to pat this out with my fingers. I would say this looks like probably a medium coverage concealer. And I would prefer this under my eyes or a highlight as opposed to something that I would use for actual pimples. Maybe I would use it to reduce redness on my face or like some general extra concealing, but it wouldn't be the type that I would use on an actual pimple. It's just a little creamier, too creamy for that. But I think it looks like a pretty good medium. I'm really picky on medium coverage concealers because sometimes, I've said it a million times, they just make me look worse. So I like the way this looks initially, at least. One of my favorite things that Quo has come out with, if not I guess my favorite that I would say right now, is the Featherweight cream blushes. These are awesome so far because I haven't tried a ton from their new line. This would be my #1 recommendation. If you've been lusting after like a Glossier cloud paint or anything like that, these definitely have that vibe. Really pretty, full of pigment, easy to work with, and a great cream blushes are a great value because you really don't need much. And I'm just patting it on with my fingers. Such a fresh, nice color. This one is in the shade Heavenly? Yeah, Heavenly. There's another shade called Nude, which I used in a Get Ready With Me. I'll link that down below. Beautiful. Okay, so I just went ahead and set my face and put some brow gel in my eyebrows. Gonna use this bronzer that they sent me. I don't know if this is my shade or not. Also, I wanted to mention, I work closely with Shoppers Drug Mart all the time. and have been talking to them about things like shade ranges and representation, all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad to see some deeper shades of the Quo line, but definitely some work is to be done on this line, and I will send them this video and my feedback in like a constructive way. But I think this looks like more of a blush on me. Use it as a blush. But just know that I do try when it comes to this kind of stuff. I think it's really important, and I think the brands are starting to try too, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, for some people it's too little too late, and I fully understand that. You vote with your wallet, with your time, and oh jeez. But ooh, I like this as a blush shade. But yeah, just to let you know, I will pass this feedback on to them. This is the Skin Perfector. I guess this is a highlighter, but it's Golden Hour. I don't know why it's called Skin Perfector. Oh, that's pretty. Highlights my pimples. Love that for me. Like, since when did I get pimples here? That's a mask thing, right? Okay, so I just put on the rest of my makeup, mascara, and a lip, but things look really good. I'm really, really happy with how everything looks. I feel like my texture is definitely popping a little bit around my highlight, but as for the photos, I thought it turned out really, really good in kind of my like my setup here. I feel like this is the kind of thing you can almost use like a tinted moisturizer. It has like a MAC face and body feel to it, really lightweight, probably not as lightweight as that, but that same general idea. So the idea of being able to customize the coverage is believable to me. That's something that they said in there. The highlighter, the primer that is basically a highlighter is a little bit much. I definitely messed that up a little bit, but I use my CoverGirl Outlast All Day powder, one of my favorite mattifying powders. So overall, happy with how everything looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this for a few more hours, and I will check back with you in some natural light. Hello, coming to you with my midday check-in. I gotta say, I'm super impressed with this. I love the way it looks. Doesn't feel heavy, cakey, oily. Yeah, things look pretty good all together, I gotta say. Keep in mind I did put on that freaking shiny primer, too much of it, so I feel like I have a little bit more sheen than I probably should, but I'm not gonna powder. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey like I mentioned, and I think it still looks really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this for a few more hours, and I will check back with you this evening. Hello, I am back. It is the end of the day, and I'm impressed. This was a foundation that there's, you know, sometimes you try like something new, and you're like, kind of looking at yourself in the mirror being like, my skin looks good. That was kind of what I was working with today. So it hasn't patched off, it hasn't oxidized. I didn't have like an incredibly active day, just been working a lot and doing some housework. There's a ringing sound. Anyways, but I think it looks fabulous. I'm definitely a little bit shiny, but I didn't powder throughout the day, and I put on that primer. So this is just my powder brush, no extra powder on it. Doesn't feel heavy or cakey. It doesn't look to have oxidized. I'm happy with the shade match. The concealer is definitely more of a medium. Like, I feel like I've lost a little coverage there. I could have maybe built that up a bit more. But I really like this. I would say if you have oily skin, skip that primer for sure. Go with something mattifying. And it's not that that primer, I think, is like hydrating or greasy necessarily. Not that it's not hydrating, but it's not like a greasy, like oily thing. It's just like pretty shiny for those of us that already produce our own shine. But I do feel like this foundation could probably work for the majority of skin types. Your prep and how you set it would kind of just vary. It feels pretty workable. I think that you could get it an easy light coverage, easy medium coverage, potentially build it up to full. I have a pretty full coverage look going on here now, and I didn't put on a powder foundation. I feel like my camera is making me look more orange than I am, maybe because I look pretty normal here. But yeah, I gotta say, I'm really happy with it. I like everything else that I've tried as well. So I will continue to test it out and report back, but so far so good with the line. Everything I've tried, I've really, really enjoyed. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.